Hi and Assalamualaikum. Here we are again in the subtopic 2 of CSP600, an overview of project formulation. The subtopic title would be how to determine the FYP domain. So here is where we're going to know how we are going to determine our project domain, and we can construct our title based on the domain and also the problems. So, as a final year project students, you are able to determine available domain in research area. How you going to determine the domain? First, you need to search the current trends of the existing system and also the trending problems that occur in our world currently. From there, you can search for opportunity inside the problem to propose a solution in order for you to develop the system. From there, you can search for project motivation on why you're going to develop this kind of system to be proposed as your proposal. So here are some domains that are available that usually being used by the FYP students. So the first one is regarding the artificial intelligence. So you can have a machine learning, deep learning, forecasting, prediction, optimization, and image recognition inside the artificial intelligence domain. So the system that you are going to insert artificial intelligence usually propose more than just a management system. You can do prediction, you can do optimization, you can do detection, you can do recognition. So these are the enhanced feature that can be your domain of FYP development. As a current trend nowadays is on the big data, you can also use this big data domain as one of your focus. You can do a classification, clustering, a sentiment analysis, a data mining, text mining, or IoT. So usually IoT involve networking. So but it also involve huge data. So we can put the IoT inside big data and also inside networking domain. So it depending on your data and also your focus of development. So if your focus of development is finding the current trends inside the data, and then you can put that your FYP is on the big data domain. So other than that, you can also have a mobile application domain. So this is where you do a management apps. For example, it's a gym apps, a dietary plan management apps, how you control your BMI, how you control your food intake. It can be inside the mobile applications apps. You can use a tracker apps with a geolocation, with a geolocator to track your systems mapping. You can use also mobile application to monitor. So we call it as a monitoring apps. You need to monitor the health condition. You need to monitor a bus, a route. That's how we can focus on the domain. Then you can also have a conventional system with a notifications. So for example, you are sending a push up notification, you are sending SMS notification, you are sending alert notification. So any notifications that are using mobile apps can be your domain focus. And if you want to add on more intelligence inside the mobile apps, it can be enhanced into recommendation apps. For example, you are developing a mobile apps to recommend a meal plan for a certain patient. For example, a diabetic patient, and then the diabetic patient will have a certain meal that he or she can consume every day. So you can have this recommendation apps as your domain. You can also have the filtering apps. Filtering apps is something that similar to the recommendation, but your focus is more on how you filter the data to be displayed to the user. So the filtering apps involve selections and also display whatever based on the selected data. And you can also have authentication apps. The apps that authenticate based on image recognition, based on image detection, based on audio, based on video. So any detection can be used to authenticate the user. So you can focus on these authentication apps. As a conventional development, we can say that basically FYP students involved in the development. So you need to know what is your focus of development. Do you develop a system to manage the business process? So we call it as a management system. If you are developing a system to recommend to user, to make suggestion to user, then we call it as a recommender system. And we also have geolocation system when you have this geolocation features inside the system. This is your main focus. You are using the geolocation to send your map, to send your location, or the user can track where are the location of the user that's sending the map. For example, this is can be used for a student who develop a flood rescuer system, whereas the victim can send help by using their current location, and then the rescuer can locate the victim based on the geolocation locator. You can also develop a website for inventory system. So the inventory system not just consists of normal create, read, update and delete. It can manage the inventory. It can automatically manage the inventory, send alert message when the inventory running low, or you can send alert if the inventory also has a waste product huge inside the inventory database. So you can also use the inventory system together with intelligence agent to make sure the inventory system have extra features. You can also develop transaction system, usually for a business intelligence purposes. And you can also have operational system, also inside the business intelligence domain. And you can also have a scheduling system to manage their staff or their employee. So the scheduling system can associate with the salary system, where you can manage the allowance, where you can manage their attendance, and you can propose for the promoting employee based on the scheduling system with a allowance tracker or salary calculator. So it's not just a one function system. It's a one system with several related functions to comprise in one website. Other than that, we can also have a multimedia elements inside your FYP domain. For example, a very basic one that students love to do is a game development. Or else you can also do a courseware. Courseware is where you put one subject, one course inside a multimedia elements, it becoming a teaching materials so that it can attract students to learn more on themselves. It's a for self-study materials. And you can also focus on the human-computer interaction with several principles inside one system development. You can add augmented reality, virtual reality, integrated media or animation inside your system, becoming the domain of the development. As for networking, the domain could be the cyber security, authentication system, cloud security, mobile security, multicast routing, intruder detection system, and also network monitoring system. So that's basically whatever involve everything over the internet, the IoT, you can put as your have a networking domain. So if it involves the cyber security, authentication, the cloud security, the detection of the hacker, so how you monitor the network, it could be in one domain of networking. Whatever involves the cloud, we can also put as the networking domain. So how you going to start? You need to start searching for your domain by searching for the current trends. Usually you do not know what types of problem you are going to solve. So you need to find the current trends. What are the current trends that are problems right now, and you can seek for the gap so that you can propose a solution to that current problem. So how you going to search for that? The first one, you need to find the new content and targeted ideas. For example, you have this idea to do a detection system. What to detect? What are the problem? So for example, you want to enhance a CCTV image detector. So you need to find the new ideas. What are the lacking inside the CCTV currently? So you need to search for keywords in trend analysis. Then we can see what are the problem with the current CCTV. Then you review and perform interview if needed. If there's no interview, there's no person of interest that you want to interview, you can do survey or you can do observation. Either way, as long as you get the data. Then you observe the patterns and the trend lines. You collect and analyze the current data. From this, then you can construct the problem with the current trends. Then based on the problem, you can propose a new solution or new development system. So how you going to search for opportunity in problem? So you need to answer this question, then you can suggest the solution based on what you ask. For example, is there any problem with manual system? Then you can search for opportunity to suggest automate system. For example, you are converting a logbook booking system into computerized system. No longer fill in the booking manually inside the book. You are having the computerized system. Then the existing system can be enhanced or adaptable. Sometimes the stakeholder already have the system, but does the system have the features that can adapt to current situations right now? So you can search for opportunity to suggest new features for system growth. For example, you can add virtual reality in map locator inside the system that insert the data of the flood victim. You have the flood victim insert the data, but it would be better if you have a virtual reality in map locator for the rescuer to search the victim. Then you can identify this is the exact house of the flood victim. And then the third one, is it possible to add artificial intelligence or multimedia element? For example, you already have this conventional system. You want to enhance the system by adding an AI or multimedia element. So this can also be done. Okay, not necessarily you need to develop entirely new system. You can enhance the existing system by adding the AI or multimedia element. So you can suggest additional element for automation or extra function. For example, the stakeholder already have this inventory system. So you can suggest to have sales forecasting in inventory system for the stakeholder do promotional strategy. So this will increase their revenue and automatically do a promotion based on whatever in their inventory data. Okay, then how to search for project motivation? Project motivation is actually what motivate you, what push you to develop the system. Usually, you will be motivated what your system will contribute and what are the ideas you have to motivate you to do the project development. So in terms of contribution, you need to know how your project will benefit to others. Will it minimize the problem? And how significant your project to the stakeholder. So this is the contribution that your project will be delivered. And the motivation would be also from the ideas. Observe potential stakeholder current process to find ideas. So it will motivate you when you observe, then you find out, okay, this is the solution that I can suggest to the stakeholder. You can also interview the target user to get ideas for project function. And then you can discuss and share ideas with your potential supervisor or CSP lecturer to motivate you, to ensure you that you can do this problem. That's all for subtopic 2. Thank you.